Hey there, what you up to now? Day 1072. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world, the corporate world of business for over a quarter century, and simultaneously, of course, for like 47, it's probably going on 48 years this year, in different businesses, both that I owned and operated, or that I was involved in different business setups, like different partnerships or corporations, things like that. So lots of different industries, lots of different businesses, lots of different interesting, sometimes horrible, sometimes awesome experiences in the offline world. And in 2017, I had the opportunity, as part of my divorce, to divest myself of everything I'd been doing before and explore what I wanted to do next, because I was old enough to not want to go back to things I'd done before, but I also wasn't old enough to throw in the towel and not do anything anymore. I still had some energy left. So I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. I've always been curious about the online world. So I decided I would jump in with both feet and try to recreate my offline success online. Now, I am going to admit I have not done that yet, mainly because I had a whole lot of offline success and not so much online success. But true to form, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to continue to figure it out. Today I'm thinking about power, because I had a really good discussion with some folks yesterday about power. And one person contended that fear is power and that power is fear. And I got to thinking about it, and we had a very enlightening and fun, lively discussion about the topic of power. And I actually got out my phone and I said, okay, yeah, fear and coercion and mob and threats and things like that, that's one form of power, but that's not the only source of power. That's not the only way you gain power in this world. And so I actually Googled it, and there's, of course, 5 different forms or sources of power. They're legitimate, and I'm going to cheat and look because I won't remember. I should, but because, we deal with all of them, not just fear. But coercion, which to me is fear, is only one source or one type of one form of power. It just seems like the media and the world talks about that the most, and that it's the easiest way to manipulate and to get people to do what you want, of course, but that doesn't mean it's the only way or the best way. And then we got into a whole discussion of fear versus love versus all these different things and emotions and how they play into how we respond as well. But coercion, legitimate, reward, relevant, and expert power. Now, I like to think I go with the whole expert power thing. I try to share knowledge and wisdom and information and help other people by learning and studying and being the best version of a person I can possibly be. And that to me is, and then sharing that is expert power. Legitimate power, I think, and I could be wrong, I didn't go in and read the descriptions of these, but to me that's based on your position in the world or in a group. So think of the days when we had kings and queens. Legitimate power, the king and the queen had more power than other people in the kingdom. The president of the United States has more power than other politicians, than other people in other systems, with respect to how the government runs. It's like in our organizations, the CEO has more power than the presidents, than the vice presidents, than the department heads, than the directors or department heads, or however your organization is structured. Same in the military. There's a hierarchy of power based on the role that you hold in the organization or in society. A lot of people, and the person I was having the discussion with would say police have more power than regular citizens because of the position that they hold in, and that would be legitimate power. Reward power is the ability people have to be rewarded for certain behaviors or certain things. So people that own companies, for example, have the ability to reward the people that work for them in various ways. That would be a form of reward power. Guess what, though? We can all create and form our own rewards, right? Everything we want is already inside us, and we can go about getting the rewards and the things that we want and desire out of life. We don't need someone else to give them to us. Relevant power, I'm gonna have to look that one up because I'm not quite sure what relevant power means. Is it relative to something else, or is it relevant to the situation, or is it situational? So that one I'm curious. I'll have to look up a bit, but the whole discussion was around fear and power, and fear and how it's being used right now. And I think it's primarily because we're coming out of 2020 and fear with COVID-19, fear with rioting and political unrest in the United States especially has been built up by the media. Thank you very much. And it's done on purpose to manipulate people. And after experiencing that, I think the people that we were having a discussion with, and me included, would say, I see why you would think and feel that way, because fear is definitely being used and has been used for centuries to get people to do what you want them to. Do this or you're going to suffer the consequences. It's a very powerful negative motivator. I say let's motivate people in positive ways, but people that are lazy and want to do it the easy way, or want to do it the way that they don't care about other people, use fear to manipulate. Fear isn't used to motivate. Fear is used to manipulate, at least in my opinion. So lots of discussions about power, and I think power is influence. And that's where we got into the discussion. This person believed power was fear, and I believe power is influence. And like anything else, influence can be used for good or evil, right? The things that we want to have created in our lives can be used for good and evil, and it's up to us as individuals to decide: are we going to do what's right? Are we going to do what's easy? Are we going to do what's good, or are we going to do what's evil? It's up to each and every one of us to divide and to put that line in the sand and define for ourselves what is good, what is evil, what is right, what is wrong, what will we do because it's in alignment with who we really are as a being, and what won't we do? What will we just say no to no matter what? It's up to each and every one of us to decide. And that's the real power, is in each and every one of us. We have the power to determine what we will and will not do, what's right for us. It's called personal power. And I guess I didn't see personal power on that list at all, come to think of it. And I personally believe that that is the most important and the only real power that matters. So I'm sure there's other breakdowns of that, but I just looked it up quickly because, this person was adamant about fear is power. There's only one kind, and it's only fear. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's only, one. I know there's at least several forms of power, but I know that fear isn't the only one. So coercion, yep, that's a biggie, because it's been used through the centuries to get people to do what they want, or what the leader or whoever it is that wants the power wants, but it doesn't necessarily make it right? We think of all of our institutions and power. I think we talked about this in Supersize Your Business not too long ago. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Something clicks, I think, in certain people's minds that the ends justifies the means. If it means they get what they want and they get the power and what they want, then anything goes. But guess what? Not really. Not how it works. Definitely not how it works in humanity, and not how it works in America. So I think we'll see some interesting times in the next few weeks here in America. So thoughts about power. Love to know those. Share in the comments below. What do you think is the most powerful thing on the planet? I personally think love is the most powerful thing in the world and in the universe, but that's just my opinion. So what else is going on? We're doing this year, 2021, my 365-day challenge is to do one thing every day that centers you. So do one thing every day that centers you. So this challenge is all about you, meaning you, the individual, me, the individual, becoming a better human being, becoming more centered, understanding myself and understanding yourself better. So that's what our 365-day challenge is about. Today was about, I can't remember already, and I just did it like a couple minutes ago. It was about, and I haven't done it yet, is why I don't remember. I need my magnifying glass. Oh, I made the least of something today. It's about making the most of something yesterday and the least of something today. Letting go of the things that just don't matter and that aren't a big deal. If somebody hurts your feelings, no big deal. Just let it go. It's probably not about you anyway. It's about them. Fun challenge today was about one thing you would change in the world. Yesterday it was about one thing you would change about yourself. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? And the fun challenge today was, if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? And mine was, I would wipe out all evil and that good would always prevail. That's the one that came to my mind today. Maybe because I was thinking about letting things go and good versus evil and power and coercion and fear and all those things. Our idiom today for Supersize Your Business was actions speak louder than words. So I kind of feel like we got a theme going today about good versus evil, do what you say you're going to do, do what's right versus doing what's easy. So maybe that's just where my mind's going today. Probably because I got to think about a haircut. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and I have no idea what I'm going to do. So Wednesday will be a surprise. Who knows what I'm going to look like? That's it. That's all I've got today. Working on a few things, trying to really line out what I want to see happen in 2021 with respect to my business and my life, how I want it to go, and making sure that I've got my daily goals and my weekly and my monthly and my quarterly goals and objectives and action items lined up to ensure that those things are going to happen. So that's what I'm working on right now. I usually spend about the first week of the year dialing that in and getting it to the point where I feel good about it, knowing full well that it's always subject to change. We have to be flexible in our plans. I love to plan and map out ideas and strategies, but the fact is we never know when we're going to get a year like 2020 where we're in the midst of our first quarter and we're chugging right along and we think everything's going to be awesome and we're all excited about the year and everything blows up. Guess what? Things always change and we need to be prepared for those changes no matter what they might be, because we can always flex with the changes and make sure that we're better off after the change than when the change happened. Can't control everything that happens around us, but we certainly can control our response to it. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.